Hello YouTube! What you see in front of you now might be quite familiar to the older members of BioTube. And to those who are not, be a bit ancient. This is in fact the combo model of Tahu, Bahatu and Nuva from the Nuva series in 2003. Akamai, I think their name was. There you go. Something ancient for you, something I managed to pick up from a charity shop and build. Because I'd managed to get those for Toa and Gali. This is what I managed to make. Now this is a sanctioned set. This is an official combo model from LEGO, something they've stopped doing towards the end of Bionicle and do not do with the Hero Factory at all. Is to have a combined version of the set, generally 3. They seem to do it always in 3, so you get 2 combos out of every series. Later on they started doing it differently, so you had like certain, with Spiria and the Pit Tortoise and all that, they started doing stuff randomly weird, and including different numbers of stuff. But for now, so only transformed. These 3 Toa transformed into Akamai in order to defeat Makuta Pterodax in the bowels of Matanui, and won, and then they had to defeat the Bohrok and they won, and then they were all sent off to do random stuff and they lost, and Pterodax took over the island and then Matanui whooped his ass. But this is from a time before they'd thought of all that, so yeah. Do it Shadowgear style, shall I? No. Do it Shadowgear style backwards. Start with the head. Tahu's mask. Hal Nuva. Underneath, Tahu's head. With trans pink eyes. The only trans pink I've ever seen from LEGO that hasn't had anything to do with Belleville. I'm surprised they haven't actually done trans pink anything else for all this time. Further down, shoulders are Nuva shoulders. Body made of Tahu and Onua's body, with gear systems in each one to manoeuvre both arms. Nuva armour on both, giving 4 boobies. And then on the back, the cogs and gears to manipulate him with, and virtually nothing. So maybe something not intended that shows that Akamai is completely heartless. Maybe he has 3 hearts. There, and there. The temptation is to fill that in with something. Going further down, stomach. Got a cod piece there. Makes it look rather generous on his behalf. I've stuck another cog in there. There isn't meant to be one on the official set. He has pins coming out of his bottom, because those are the pieces available. Arms are just Tahu's legs, and they're really disproportionate. His squat is disproportionate, and his arms only reach just above his waist, which, with the limited pieces from just those sets, this is understandable. He has a random claw thing on one hand, which I can imagine could crunch something's face or something, and a double flame sword in the other, both of which can flip around and stuff. Going further down, we have his legs. Oops. And the legs are bizarre, infamous designs from the old combo sets of the Toa, which have very strange articulation. They bend like that at the knee, oddly, and then they bend hardly at all at the ankle. And then you have the feet, which are Onua's feet with Bahatu shoes in them. There's surprisingly few leftover bits from this, actually. It's quite good. But anyway, there you have it. And overall Very good for the pieces. It was definitely fun when I was... God, how old was I back then? 7 years ago. 9. 9 years old when I first got this, and there's a second one. That's great. Pieces... Well, mover armor's very useful still. The R2 claw's extremely useful. Matter body's not so much. Matter limbs not so much, but the bow roll ones kind of... Bow roll ones are good. Sometimes. So, yes. That is my first ever review. I think I managed to include everything. Of course, if anyone else who's good at reviews does them a lot, mentioning their names, does make me want to offer a tip, then do so, because I can't imagine that reviewing stuff is... I suppose it has its uses, especially when I'm doing my own mocks and not testing out using Akamai. So yeah. Oh, and I've got to thank Rachel K for pointing out how to actually use my camera, because I couldn't figure it out earlier. So congrats to him as well. Okay. Gringat signing out. Bye.